According to an article published by The Times, the housing market is overheated at the moment, mainly because property prices have increased by an average of 11% in just over a year. This undoubtedly makes it more difficult for first-time buyers to own their house and take their first step in their journey in an increasingly elusive property world. And this drastic spike has left everyone wondering if ever house prices will come down, and when exactly. In this video, we will explain the current housing market situation, what the prevailing signs are pointing to, and whether now is the best time to buy or not. Before we dive in, let's take a look at what Dave Ramsey said on this particular issue.
If you're waiting on prices to come down, you're not going to buy a house ever. Prices are not coming down. They are going to slow the rate at which they are increasing, though. We've never seen house prices go down in the modern America, like since the 1930s, except one time. And that was for about 6 or 8 months in 2008, when the bubble burst on the housing market. And it was a financing bubble, it wasn't a real estate bubble.
That particular bit of history there is vital to this discussion. Any home buyer in the mid-2000s, especially from 2006 till 2008, will find a frightening semblance of the current hot market to what it was back then. And for anyone who knows their history, might expect the reoccurrence of the old four-phased patterns of the real estate cycle, which starts from expansion to hypersupply to recession and then to recovery. The pattern that gave rise to the housing bubble of the mid-aughts. But this time, it's not likely to be the case. First of all, the current housing market is an entirely different beast, and even though we know that the US is bracing for a possible recession in 2023, we can safely say that home prices won't be crashing anytime soon. Secondly, the current overwhelming demand over supply is a sure guarantee that home prices will not drop. As long as demand is greater than supply, prices go up. It's basic economics. According to Holden Lewis, a home and mortgage analyst at NerdWallet, 3 factors will prevent a decline in home prices. And the first is the fact that demand still exceeds the supply of available homes for sale. The second factor is the fact that the economy is creating jobs. And the third is the fact that lending standards have become strict. Those factors, Holden believes, are working to keep home prices from declining. While it is true that buyer demand has somewhat cooled owing to Federal Reserve's attempts to reduce inflation by spurring mortgage rate hikes, that has not stopped home prices from climbing in different neighborhoods across the country. In fact, according to Freddie Mac, the US housing market currently needs an inventory of over 3 million homes to meet the demands of would-be home buyers. And this shortage of housing supply has helped increase the national median listing price to a record high of $425,000, according to Realtor.com. The 5% increase in mortgage rates is certainly one of the main grounds for the widespread notion that home prices will drop, and to be truthful, this is usually the case both customarily and historically. But in reality, and according to data, the opposite is what we are witnessing. NAR reported that 5% increase in mortgage rates saw a corresponding 15% increase in home prices. This came as a shock to everyone because normally, higher mortgage rates cause reductions in home prices. But what's even more shocking is that NAR has still projected a further 5% increase in home prices by the end of the year. Nadia Evangelou, the senior economist and director of forecasting at the National Association of Realtors, has said that we shouldn't expect to see home prices drop in 2022. What is likely is that we will see slower home price appreciation, but definitely not a price drop. And we have good grounds to believe her, as her opinions are backed up by the current trend. Over the last year, NAR has found that increases in home prices and increases in mortgage rates have drastically reduced general housing affordability by 29%, representing the steepest annual decline on record. But it continues to remain shocking that although higher mortgage rates plummet housing affordability, home prices are only continuing to rise. It is now obvious that a reduction in home prices is not foreseeable anytime soon. In fact, all evidence and events are pointing to an increase in home prices despite higher mortgage rates. Judging by this informed conclusion, it'll be a smart move for anyone hoping to buy a house when prices drop to just go ahead and buy the house now. Any further delay may result in higher prices or worse. The overwhelming demand in respect to lean supply may see to it that the desired house is bought before prices can drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.